Welcome back, StoryDads fans. Today we are discussing the incredibly deep and rich Mario Brothers movie. Bit of sarcasm there, but this one is fun. It's lighthearted, short little episode. I'm sure you've rewatched it with your kids a bunch of times, so come along with us and enjoy the ride while we explore the Mario Brothers movie while you all get ready for Mario Brother Galaxy coming out this week. All right, we're here. It's March. Mario Day is coming up on March 10th.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Did you know that March 10th was Mario Day?
I did know that because you get the Mar 10, and then shortly thereafter we'll get Pi Day, which is 3.14, which is not the international day for pies, which is was in February or something, which is so dumb. Like it should be 3.14, it should be Pi Day internationally. Yeah. Because pi, I know very little about math, but I happen to know that pi is universal.
Yes.
Both the number and the fact that pies are delicious and superior to cake, and that's my hot take for the day. Okay. If someone's going to offer you cake or pie, you take pie every time.
I don't know, man. We're talking about the Mario Brothers movie. We might have some hot takes coming into this one. It's a spicy movie we're getting into.
That's right.
That sarcasm.
Yeah.
You'll see as we get into it. But yeah, this one will be fun. I do feel like the holiday thing you were talking about, it felt like 15 years ago, all of a sudden, like every day was some national dye your underwear day or whatever.
Yeah.
Why was that? What happened?
I don't know.
Was that
It's gotta be, or it's and what I don't know, where was the auction or the raffle where you got to submit, and then who won? How did and
which
also
day got chose is what?
Yeah, why is it International Eat an Orange Day? It's, well, what if you can't get an orange? And oranges are also regional. And also, fun fact, orange is the only fruit named after a color.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm just kidding. It's not. There's lots of them. But anyway,
raspberries, raspberry
schnozberries.
But I don't know. It's a conspiracy by Big Sunkiss trying to push
That's right.
National Eat Orange Day on us. I know. And so I feel like Mario Day was part of that. Mario Day is my birthday. Oh, I never grew up thinking March 10th was anything. And all of a sudden people are calling it Mario Day. I'm like, that's cool, I guess.
Yeah.
My birthday's
what
on
about
Mario
Eric
Day? Yeah. What about my birthday? Because I always thought of it as that, I guess.
And you do predate Mario, not to.
I don't think I do.
Oh, really?
I don't think I do. I was born in 1987.
You don't. So, Mario's older than you. He might be older than me, but I don't know. I don't think so.
Are we going back to Donkey Kong Mario, original?
Well, I mean, the inception of Mario and Donkey Kong Mario does play into this film.
Yeah.
In a nod, but. And so, the film today is Super Mario Brothers, not
Super Mario Brothers
original.
Movie? Oh no, that one we'd have more spicy takes on. That is a fever dream of a movie, 1990s Mario. Shout out to my good buddy Kyle Martin. We had so many sleepovers, and it was a tradition for us for about a good 3-4 years to watch the original 1993 Mario Brothers movie every time we had a sleepover. And man, that thing got worn out, and that's an objectively terrible movie.
Yes, but in wonderful, wonderful ways.
It is.
It's so bizarre. It seems to me almost like the way, with Spaceballs. I imagine, and I don't know this for certain, obviously. I don't know Mel Brooks, although I'd love to. I'm guessing someone just loosely described Star Wars to Mel Brooks. And he was like, I can work with that. And then he just went and made, because it has almost nothing to do with Star Wars, only in the most peripheral sense, and that's sort of Mario Brothers, the movie, the old one.
The old
is
one.
Somebody he overheard people talking about Mario
There's
Brothers.
There's mushrooms.
At a bar.
There's a guy named Koopa. There's a dinosaur named Yoshi, and the two brothers have to rescue Princess Daisy and throw it in 1980s fever dream dystopia.
Yeah, and then greenlight Hollywood film budget.
Hollywood film budget. Yeah, go for it.
Which means all the way up the chain, all the way up to the executives that greenlit it. They were like, "What is this? It's Mario." That's my other favorite. People call it Mario.
Oh, my dad calls it Mario. Shout out, Dad.
Yeah,
Super Mario Brothers.
Who's this Mario? Yeah, the kids like it.
Yeah,
Let's make
yeah.
a movie. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
nobody
Yeah.
oversaw this thing at all.
Because it's
clearly,
got like real actors and a whole thing about
Yeah.
this. This is our total sidetrack before we even get to the movie we're actually discussing. But like, that movie is wild on so many levels. And I briefly watched some of it just because I had a feeling it would come up today. It's just as weird as you remember. It's even weirder,
Yeah.
even going back to like, it's got the weird, like, it's the like the colors and everything. It's real dark. It's real dystopian. Yet it's got that 90s like score that sound. Everything sounds like all the kids movies had that, like Honey I Shrunk the Kids soundtrack to it, which is light and goofy. It's so strange.
Yeah. It's
So
a
anyway,
mess, but in
yeah.
some ways, I would rather
glorious
watch
mess.
it than this movie.
Yeah. So this is Super Mario Brothers movie that came out. DreamWorks Illumination Studios partnered with Nintendo. Nintendo's finally, because forever Nintendo was very stingy about licensing any of their characters towards any
Yeah.
movies or anything else. I'm not like the nerdiest of video game nerds, but I can nerd out with the best of them. And I know Nintendo, when like all their like big budget stories, your Marios and your Zeldas were first like kind of taken off and becoming a thing, there was a very short moment where they licensed out like Mario and Zelda to a not well-known system called the CDI, and they just cranked out these garbage games
Yeah.
using those. I think it was like Zelda Wand of Gamelon or something, and like there's a Mario like teaches typing game that came out, and I think Nintendo kind of swore off like we're not letting anyone touch our IP ever again, and it was like 40 years until anyone came near it.
There were some breakfast cereals growing up. There were some breakfast cereals, and there were a couple of Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah, Saturday morning cartoons.
You know, in the Zelda cartoon, excuse me, princess, because it's like everyone had to have a like a slogan back then.
Yeah. And then Link saying, not the tone they're going for, right?
That up, And so I think probably Nintendo, they rightfully hit the brakes. They went like full. Oh shoot, what's his name? Anyway, they just like I'll pick another author, like Bill Watterson, where it's like no adaptations, nothing. It's gonna.
You're not licensing Calvin and Hobbes for anything. These are sacred characters, right?
But
which I kind of love.
Yeah, I kind of love it too, and especially considering like this movie.
Yeah.
Is
so. I mean, it ranked in the cash. They're coming out with a sequel next week. That's why we decided to talk about Mario, because Mario Galaxy's coming out next week.
Yeah,
and it's fun. Like I saw in theaters with Ryan, my oldest, and Buddy and his kid. Like it was a fun kind of popcorn experience. It's all feels like kind of fun little video game sequences and gags and remember these characters. We're gonna have an interesting time doing story analysis here.
Honestly, I was going through it, and normally when I'm going back through this stuff and trying to take notes on analysis, I'm like, I gotta pause the movie, because I'm like trying to catch up on notes and everything. And on this one, I think I got about halfway through the movie and was like, oh yeah, I should probably write something down. Like it is what it is. It's fine. Like, what do you think about the Mario Brothers movie? It's fine. Like,
well, it's very pretty in how it's animated.
Yeah, like it's well done.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing that's poorly done about it, right? Like they hit the plot points and they crammed it with fan service.
Yeah.
And so in a weird way, I'm a little concerned about how they're going to do a second one, because the entire 90 minutes is just fan service.
Yeah, that was the fun part about it, is you see for like, the video game players like myself, like you see the little Easter eggs, you see where, okay, well that color mushroom is this, and like they got all the specifics around that. It's almost like the original 1993 Mario Brothers movie had no fan service because they didn't pay attention to any source material. And this is just like, there's something about like a video game where the storytelling, it's allowed to be simple, and it kind of works better when it's simple. Mm-hmm. And I think so, like the basic archetype: hero, Mario; stakes character, princess; villain, Bowser.
No, these stakes character, Luigi.
So in this movie, in the
Yeah,
original
yeah.
story,
Oh, sure.
Stakes'
Yeah, yeah.
character is the princess, right?
Right.
So Mario has to save the princess from Bowser. In
Yeah.
The Legend of Zelda, Link, hero, saves princess from Ganon, right?
Mhm.
And these three archetypes are like, so many stories came out of them. There's a reason they're there. There's a reason why they resonate. This movie kind of subverts that and throws that out. I was trying to think, like, Bowser's a dragon. The hero has to slay the dragon. There's like
Right.
the makings of these archetypes that like kind of start out. And then it just kind of is like, here's the next thing, here's the next thing, here's the next thing. Like Mario, we do this side scrolling thing that's there. They go to the Mushroom Kingdom. We introduce this whole world. There's a Donkey Kong part. There's a Mario Kart part. And it just feels like, okay, now we're just doing this part of the movie. It's, we talk about like the different episodes that these things kind of come in. It's fine.
Yeah, and so it does things cleverly. Like it doesn't, like we said, like it doesn't do anything badly. And what it reminds me of a little bit is The Force Awakens. Is like every once in a while you get one of these projects that comes and like don't think of it as a movie, but think of it as a project that's being brought in from a corporate standpoint. Like it is an investment. It's a portfolio. It's an intellectual property that represents, like, somebody paid a huge amount of money to license it to be able to do it, and they have to answer to a million people. And then I don't know if you know this, but video game fans are not super easy to please, and they're a little bit vocal about their displeasures. Like I'm sure no one knows that at all, but like, so for example, like I worked on the Resident Evil movie, and I can say that I worked on it because that's public knowledge. I can't say anything else about what's in it, but what I can say about this, and I have some friends that did the the Death Note movie, which is another really popular IP. Whenever these IPs come along, the tension that's on the creators is massive. And so when you think of, like, there's a reason The Force Awakens was just episode 4 all over again. And it's because you don't have to succeed. You just can't fail. And so that's sort of the vibe I get from this movie. And so it's like, it's low risk and it's low yield. And so then you compare that.
It was the most successful video game movie ever. They made more money than anything on it. So like, mission accomplished.
Right. And so, but you compare it creatively to like K-pop Demon Hunters, which has zero expectations on it. It's called K-pop Demon Hunters, which is so dumb that it's brilliant. And then they made High Risk, High Yield. They made, I think, one of the best animated films of the last 5 years. And they weren't ready, right? So when people wanted merchandising, they were like, oh, shoot, we forgot to merchandise this thing because
we didn't even think you would need merchandise. We thought it was going to be tucked away on Netflix forever.
And so I really get the sense that they spent a lot of money to get their hands on Mario Brothers. They spent a lot of money on the cast. The cast is great. All the voice acting's awesome. Chris Pratt's performance is like 90% yelling in a way, like he's sort of like Willy in Temple of Doom. Like his line is just, the whole thing. But he's got a great yell and it's funny. And like they clearly spent all the money on like, the ghost writers and the comedy writers or whatever to come in and punch stuff up because like it's funny. Like, but nothing, but not like amazing. It's not a riot. It's like it hits the right jokes.
It's not clever. It's punchy. It's punchy. It's fun. All these video game characters kind of put together.
Well, I do want to point out something it does do really well, and I'm going to make another weird comparison here. All right,
love it.
There was a movie called, I can't remember what it's called, but it was about like Joseph and Mary before they have the baby Jesus at Nativity. It might have been called the Nativity Story or something, right? So you take let's just use it as an IP, right? Don't worry about religious significance, but just like the intellectual property of the Nativity Story. Which is public domain. But it, like everyone is familiar with it. Just like with Mario. Like if you're remotely a Mario fan, you know all the Mario canon. Because it's simple. If you're remotely a nativity, like raised with the Nativity Story, you know all the canon of the Nativity Story. And so when you are tasked as a storyteller to make this interesting, you've got a task ahead of you. And so what they did in the Nativity Story that was really clever is like they made it seem like, Joseph and Mary are never going to get married. They're never going to be together. They can't stand each other, or like their families are pulling them apart. Like nobody wants to be married. And so you're like, wait a minute, I know they have to get married. How is this going to happen? Or you know that she rides a donkey. Like that's in every single Christmas card, right? Yeah. And they sell their donkey in the first act. You're like, but you can't sell the donkey.
Yeah.
So you have to create tension for the audience, even if you have to like inject it in there painfully. And so in a weird way, like that's my response to like the girl boss stuff with Princess Peach that we wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
Is like, we know Mario's the hero, so she actually turns and introduces him as he's not important, right? And so you could say like, oh, it's just dumb girl boss stuff. But it's like, well, no, it's also a very intentional, it's selling the donkey. It's very intentionally going like, Mario is unimportant and he's never going to be a hero and he doesn't know how to jump or run and he hates mushrooms, right? Like that was a brilliant little piece of, and it's Hollywood trickery. Yeah. You know, it's like when you get the assignment, you go, oh, I need to create an arc. And so it's a cheap way to create an arc, but it's effective.
Yeah. It still just feel like, I don't like how they made Mario just such a kind of loser the whole time.
Sure.
Like he's just kind of a scared loser. He's the title character. Like he doesn't get to be the hero at all. Like
at the very end.
Kind of even.
He does finally get to rescue the princess.
No, he doesn't.
The rescue really looks like just take her cuffs off so she can kick everyone's butt, you know. But
it almost feels like, okay, Mario, we'll pat you on the head. You can have your little rescue moment. Good for you. You did it. Now let the grown-ups do it. Like,
right. Yeah.
I know, for a story that's like, you're supposed to be the hero, and they make him so incompetent. It's really annoying. Like,
yeah. But I think some of that is like there's something about Mario that's a lot like Mickey Mouse.
Okay.
And Mickey Mouse is also just sort of like haplessly good. He sort of like succeeds through persistence. And that's what they say about Mario, right? Like he doesn't know when to give up.
Doesn't know.
And so Mickey's a little bit the same way. Rocky is a little bit the same way. Like there's this sort of archetype of hero that we like that is like, you know, like I'm not the best. I just refuse to quit.
Yeah.
Hey, we're going to take a quick break just to say thank you for listening and watching, and to remind you to subscribe. If you have not, click like on that little button. I always forget until someone reminds me in their video. So we're reminding you now. And hey, comment. Let us know we're way off base or hey, we nailed it, or an original thought somewhere in between. All right, back to the show.
I guess I never just pictured Mario as that, but I mean, like, I think from that standpoint, I think that's the other thing is it feels like it's a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a lot of fan service, and a lot of just like, it's more just the aesthetics of all of it than it is about any of those things. And I think someone interested in the character of who is Mario and, you know, what makes him interesting. It's like, they didn't really do, I just feel like they didn't do much with him.
Well, but I also wonder,
the whole story arc of every Mario game is you go rescue the princess from Bowser, and you can't even have that like in any part of the movie. Like you don't get like just any part. Like there's no segment where it's like, okay, now Mario's actually got to be the one to like grab the axe.
Right? He like gets her and he blackmails her into participating in the wedding. And
she
then
agrees to sacrifice herself for everyone else. Like she's going along with it only to be like, he can get her the flower to like, okay, now she can like unleash her awesomeness there.
Yeah.
Which like we'll talk about this. We have some other movies coming up, which I think we can get to, but I think part of the challenge, I feel like Hollywood is doing a lot of this where like when you're going for like the tough girl boss thing, which they do with Peach, you can't give her any flaws, which means her character is boring. Like that, like at no point is it like our last episode or 2 episodes back, Princess and the Frog. Tiana is awesome. She's driven. She's focused. And that's also her flaw because she overplays it. And it gives her character just so much richness around that. Like they didn't do any of that. It's like Peach is always noble. She's always kicking ass. She's always trying to do the right thing for everyone else. There's no like even where her point of insecurity is. She was abandoned here as a kid, but like it's just kind of like useless backstory stuff. So like I think so much of the movie is fun, but they don't give it any of the like I feel like the biggest flaw is just the story itself, is the script. There's no richness in there. Anyway, that's my gripe.
Well, it's like 100% plot driven.
Mm-hmm.
And
well,
I
what
guess,
do you mean?
like, it's just like the character decisions are not motivating the plot, is what I mean.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
it's not
yeah.
a character driven story. And I think in a I don't want to say better or just like a stronger story, it's the character's decisions that create the circumstances that then they have to navigate. And then that's where you get a character arc. And like Mario doesn't have a whole lot of an arc either, because like we said, he just doesn't quit. And so how does he defeat Bowser? Well, he just doesn't know when to give up. And that just continues to be the thing he does all the way through. And so, yeah. It's
and eventually he gets the star that allows him to just have the invincibility power to like do the thing, right?
Right.
Which,
so
he if I want to run
Machina.
Yeah, totally. But if I want to run with that, that's kind of the theme. This is reaching, but this is what we do. It's kind of the theme of the game, where like you don't know when to give up. You just keep trying to jump across the pit. You just keep trying to like that.
Right.
That's kind of the player experience of the game. Of like
you
keep going until you fail. I mean, those old video games, you got a game over on level 8, you're going back to level 1. There was no saves. There was no real stakes.
I was explaining that to my son on the way to, I forget where we were going. I think we were going to lunch or something. I was like, did you know? Because he's getting all frustrated with Mario Odyssey. And I was like, did you know? A little game called Ninja Gaiden. And so I just explained to him, I was like, I want you to imagine you've spent 2.5 hours getting to that part with that bird that comes across the little platform, and you lose all 3 lives trying to avoid one bird. And now you start the game over. And he was like, really? Like he couldn't wrap his head around it. Anyway.
Whereas Mario Odyssey, you fall off the thing, you lose 10 coins. You're right back where you were.
You lose some coins and then you just keep going from right there. But with that, if we were going to give them the benefit of the doubt, and really the experience of Mario, he doesn't have a character in the game. He's just the guy that does the thing. And really, like you said, it's just a matter of not giving up. And then you do the thing. And that's really the experience of this movie.
It was always kind of the fun thing about like the Zelda games too, is Link is the silent protagonist. He doesn't say anything. He's the avatar for the player to go do the things and have the adventure and have the world, right? And it's another reason I think video game movies are hard is so much of the story is like in how you grow your character and the decisions the players make and all that. And now you put that into a movie and it's got to have like a narrative. More modern games have shifted towards, now they're more like narrative focused, like from the get-go. But like that certainly in this original place, when the Super Mario Brothers game was coming out, and 1, 2 and Super Mario World, all that, that's not how it was.
I think like I honestly, I don't know what more, like if you were going to make a different Mario movie than this one, you would be stepping out to take a huge risk. Because you would have to superimpose like a flaw and an arc and you'd have to take some really big risks to step out and craft something that made a film. And there's writers that can do it. Like when I was on Godzilla versus Kong, the one that came out in 2020, I think it started 2018 or 2019. I forget when I started working on it, but it came out in 2020. And the first version of the script was by Terry Rossio, who I think he kind of became a household name with the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. And like the first draft of that thing was about family. It was about belonging. It was about the tension of like it was like, because how do you tell a compelling story with like, Godzilla doesn't emote. Like it just that face doesn't, that character model doesn't do it. And how do you motivate these two things to fight each other? Like it's a whole planet, just go somewhere else, leave each other alone. And and he managed to create something that was compelling in a way that it lent humanity to both parties. And there was a theme, like there's not even a theme to Mario.
There's a I think it's a clip from the Matt Stone and Trey Parker from South Park talking about like story writing, and they say like the thing you don't do is like this happens and then this happens and then this happens and then this happens. Is this happens but this happens, so this happens. Like there's a threat. They're doing like film writing, like screenwriting 101. And this whole movie feels like, and then this happens, and then this happens, and then there's Mario Karts, and then there's Donkey Kongs, and then they get together, and then Mario saves this, and then they're back in Brooklyn, and then he gets a star, and then they beat them.
Yeah. And I almost feel like you can see the checklist where they got together and they brainstormed with a bunch of focus groups or something. And they're like, okay, these are the things that have to be in a Mario movie.
Yeah.
And they got them all. Like they got them.
Yeah. I mean, it's all fan service. I like that. Like I remember hearing a bunch of the video game people were like Charles Martinet, the original Yahoo version, like voice actor Mario. Like he's got to be in there, and he makes a cameo in there just to like, that's cool, right? He couldn't have carried a whole movie by himself, but like he gets to, so like, there's a lot of that.
And that's, I mean, I honestly feel like if you're going to title this review, it would either be like, it's fine, or it would be, they did the thing. Like, because the whole movie is just like, yeah, they did the thing. And they did the other thing. And then that thing that you were hoping, they did that thing. And like, none of the things were left undone. And then, and fortunately, you've got Jack Black in there. I honestly think the only surprises that I experienced in the whole film were Jack Black's like personification of Bowser and him singing love songs. Those were the only surprises.
Yeah. And was that, you worked on the Minecraft movie too? The Minecraft movie, is that, I've seen it bits and pieces when my kids have had it on. Is that a lot of the same, like they did the thing? I knew the chicken jockey thing was a big thing, which it kind of makes me think of that.
No, I think Minecraft took a lot more risks and is a lot more fun. And, and way less story to work with.
So so they could do it, right? So and Minecraft is a huge IP.
Yeah, but dude, Jared, the biggest risk they took, in my opinion, whatever, is giving a director like Jared Hess a property like Minecraft. Yeah. And I don't know how much they let him run with it, but my guess is all the things that work the most in that movie are the things they let him run with. And again, that's a guess because I was very marginally involved with that movie. I storyboarded like a couple of sequences, and then the strike happened and I was out of there. And I think half the stuff I did got cut from the script anyway.
Yeah, so, your name's in the credits though, man. We're gonna highlight that on the show notes here. That's
right. It's in IMDb forever. And it was super fun. And Jared Hess is super nice. And I really hope I get to work with him again. It was a real pleasure when we did interact. Yeah. He took big risks. They paid off hugely. And he's that kind of storyteller. Like he tells risky, bizarre, he communicates moments in a bizarre fashion. And so there's risk involved in just like watching his shot selection, and Wes Anderson's another director like that, where it's like your shot selection is risky. Like you're not doing, like you are not doing the thing. It's almost like the polar opposite. Yeah. Like, no, you move the camera like this before you punch in for a close up. And they're like, no, I don't. I just punch in. Yeah, and it's like, what? You can't do that. I'm like, well, I just did. And it, total diatribe, but that's the subtle brilliance of their storytelling.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and that's I think it's why when something is just kind of fine, it almost like bums me out even more, because I wish it would have just been like, I'll always appreciate a swing for the fences. I do something weird. Yeah. It pisses some people off. It doesn't land or whatever. Like, all right, you went for it. You took a swing. And this feels like it just, my kids have enjoyed it, and it had a run in our house for a bit. It didn't have like the lasting power. It's you're going to watch the Mario Bros. Movie? Watch something else.
My kids aren't still talking about moments from it and stuff like that. Whereas,
what they did talk about for a long time was the Jack Black song. Yep. They talked about the little Mario Brothers rap that's in there. So it's it's these fun little bubblegum things that like come out of it. But it's like the age of internet cartoons, and they made a movie with Mario Brothers.
Yeah. Like I think my son had seen The Princess Bride once. Mm-hmm. And he was like calling back like a dozen different moments from it for months. And like they'll still call back stuff from it. He's seen it once, maybe twice. And Mario, he's seen, 6, 7, 8 times. And like you said, the only thing we get is peaches, 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 which is awesome. Like that was so good. But so I mean, I kind of don't want to belabor anyone's time.
Sure. Yeah, no. It's it's a fun watch, not delivering anyone who likes it or good. Hope you enjoy all the things. It's
Yeah.
clever. It's decent to have on in the background.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Villain comeuppance.
It's
Do we have
fine.
anything? What
You know-
Mario gets a star and beats Bowser?
Yeah, Bowser loses and, is a pet turtle. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it doesn't. I'm
There's
thinking of
no-
some of our deep symbolic takes where the knight slays the dragon and the Scar's cast in the lake of fire to get consumed by the lies that he's told, right? Like,
yeah, there's no real poetic justice to it. I mean, it just sort of seems like, oh, that's kind of a fitting punishment, is like he goes from being king to being a pet, I guess. Like there's an arc again. It's like, okay, they did the thing.
They did the thing.
And again, I want to wrap,
No, in no video game does Mario beat Bowser by getting a star and touch. That's not.
Yeah.
That's not the thing.
Yes, it's not canonical, but like again, it's like just because this movie didn't fundamentally change kids' cinema, doesn't, obviously it's good, and I think the creators know it is because they all made a boatload of money on it, and they get to make a second one.
Yeah.
So like it's good. Like it's.
I'll be curious to see if the second one, hey, we know it's going to be huge. The second one's already got that. We got everyone signed on. Do they stretch it out a little bit? I don't.
They'll figure something out.
Yeah.
And I'll bet you they get a little more latitude to screw around with the second one because the money's already, and the character models are already built. Like there's a lot of like aspects of it where some of the investment is like taken care of. And but it, look, that it wasn't the assignment. Like the assignment was not go revolutionize, video game adaptations. The assignment was, hey, don't screw this up. Like the bases were loaded and they only needed one hit, and they did it.
Yeah. Don't strike out 3 times.
Don't swing for the fences. Just base hit. Like you just hit. Don't hit it to the shortstop. We're going to be fine, and we win the game. And they did it.
Yeah.
And with style, because like it is entertaining.
I mean, the visuals are awesome. I mean, we talked about like the world you want to go kind of live in for a bit and explore around like you do in a video game where you go explore the world of Mario Odyssey. Like they created that feel, that vibe to it. So anyway, this is Mario Brothers movie. Hope this one was kind of fun. What are we back with next week? Next week we're getting deep.
I don't even know. I forgot to look. Does Wall-E come out next week?
Wall-E's up next week. Yep.
All right. Awesome. I can't wait for that one. We recorded that a while ago, and we've just been sitting on it, and it's just fun.
I think it's to tease that. I think it's one of my favorite episodes that we've done. I think if Mario Brothers is kind of, they did the thing, and it's relatively shallow. Wall-E is exceedingly deep, and very archetypal, Shakespearean. And if that sounds ridiculous to you, come from a kids movie, welcome to the Story Dads is what we're here to do. But I bet if you listen to the episode, that you'll kind of realize what we're talking about and see some new things. So Mario Brothers movie may not exactly be the one for that, but fun watch, hang out. You can see some of the kind of basic archetypes there and give us some insight into how some movies are made. So yeah. Fun
then
one
today. We'll see you for the next one. And hey, if you haven't yet, check out the link to my Kickstarter. It's speaking of Shakespearean and deep themes and archetypal stories. We got a story. It's about Puck. He inherits
from Midsummer
the kingdom.
Night's Dream.
Yeah, from Midsummer Night's Dream, which is written by Shakespeare, in case you don't know that, because I don't know if they teach Shakespeare at school anymore. But so he abdicates his kingdom 600 years ago. Magic leaves the world. He kind of goes to go have fun like a kid. He comes back a little grown up to find his kingdom's in ruins, and he's got some work to do to kind of make amends for the sins of his past.
I'm excited for this story, man. You guys keep teasing out. We had a Robin Hood episode where you guys chat about that. Like, it's going to be cool. So
it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. Well, thanks, Michael. We'll see you guys back next week for Wall-E.
Let's do it.
And that was the Mario Brothers movie. Quick reminder again to like, comment, subscribe, leave a comment. Let us know what you think on this. And if you haven't already, go donate to Micah's Kickstarter. He won't say it, but man, I am so excited. I think they're really on to something special here. So go give a little donation to Micah's Kickstarter for Goodfellow and check that out. And we'll see you next week for Wall-E.